Let's talk about it. Code switching. It's a complex topic, and one that many of us grapple with daily, whether we realize it or not. You know, the act of being one version of yourself at work, carefully curated and presented to meet expectations, and your real self, the moment you clock out. The self that laughs freely, speaks without a filter, and expresses themselves without reservation. Is it necessary in the workplace? Or is it just survival? A shield we put up to navigate tricky situations and protect our careers? Is it about avoiding fake people or protecting yourself from toxic ones? The kind of people who thrive on negativity and make the workplace a minefield. Today, I'm breaking down the top 10 savage truths behind why code switching is necessary, even when no one wants to admit it. These are the unspoken realities that drive so many of us to adapt and adjust in the professional sphere. Reason #1. To keep your job in a biased system. Let's keep it real. Professionalism in many workplaces is coded. It's not always explicitly stated, but it's felt. If you don't sound like them, look like them, or move like them, you're labeled unprofessional. And that label can stick, hindering your career progression. Reason #2. To avoid being labeled too much. Too loud, too urban, too country, too ghetto, too proud. Code switching is how a lot of people shrink themselves to fit into white-collar molds. It's a way to preemptively avoid those limiting and often unfair labels. Reason #3. To survive toxic, fake coworkers. You ever met someone who smiles in your face but reports you to HR by lunch? It's a special kind of betrayal, isn't it? Code switching becomes armor, not because you're fake, but because you're protecting yourself from people who are. It's a necessary defense mechanism in a world where not everyone has your best interests at heart. Reason #4. To speak the language of power. Like it or not, there's a corporate dialect. A specific way of communicating that's valued and understood by those in positions of authority. Code switching gives you access to spaces you wouldn't enter otherwise, because you speak the language. It's about being understood and taken seriously by the decision makers. Reason #5. Because authenticity is not always safe. Be yourself is cute until your culture, hair, or voice makes others uncomfortable. And that discomfort can translate into missed opportunities and unfair treatment. Code switching isn't always insecurity. Sometimes it's just self-preservation. It's about choosing your battles and protecting your well-being. Reason #6. To control the narrative. The truth, if you don't shape how people perceive you, they'll write their own story. And that story might not be accurate or fair. Code switching is how some professionals take back the pen. It's about proactively managing your image and ensuring that you're seen in the way you want to be seen. Reason #7. To maintain mental peace. Sometimes it's not about them. It's about you. Your sanity, your well-being, your ability to thrive in a challenging environment. Code switching can help you navigate the noise without absorbing the drama. It allows you to create a buffer between yourself and the negativity that can be so pervasive in some workplaces. You choose when to engage and when to act. That's power. It's about being in control of your own reactions and responses. Reason #8. To secure the bag, period. Let's not act brand new. Sometimes code switching gets you paid. It opens doors to opportunities that might otherwise be closed off. It's the bridge between where you're from and where you're going. It's a tool that can help you navigate different worlds and achieve your career aspirations. Reason #9. Because culture is still misunderstood. Even in diverse workplaces, people misread what they don't understand. Assumptions are made and judgments are passed, often based on ignorance. Code switching helps you manage perception when you know people aren't ready for your full self. It's about meeting people where they are while still maintaining your own integrity. Reason #10. Because respect is often performance-based. Sadly, in many workplaces, respect is tied to how well you perform the ideal version of an employee. And that ideal often comes with a set of unspoken rules and expectations. Code switching is often the entry fee for being heard, before being accepted. It's a frustrating reality, but one that many professionals face. So, is code switching necessary? In a perfect world? No. But in this world, where microaggressions wear suits and bias hides behind policies, it's not just necessary, it's survival, it's strategy, it's wisdom wrapped in experience. It's about understanding the game and playing it to your advantage. But here's the goal: to build workplaces where authenticity isn't punished, where people don't have to filter their soul just to be professional. A world where everyone can bring their full selves to work without fear of judgment or discrimination. Until then, keep switching if you must. But never forget who you are when you're off the clock. Protect that authentic self, nurture it, and let it shine in spaces where it's safe to do so. Code switch if you need to, but don't lose your truth doing it. Your core values, your beliefs, your sense of self, those are non-negotiable. Drop a comment if you've ever had to code switch just to keep peace. Let's start a conversation about this important topic and share our experiences. Like, share, and subscribe, because your voice deserves to be heard. And together, we can create a more inclusive and equitable world for everyone.